Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello ladies, welcome to my spot. Why some older men dog women, right? And there's a very simple answer to it. Those dudes didn't get sex when they were young. See, understand something. And y'all ladies, y'all know this. When you young, when you at the peak of your beauty and, your sexual beauty, your body's tight, you pretty, shoot, you got guys like trying to get at you and all you doing is just walking down the street. You ain't trying to get with most of these young guys out here. When y'all young, and every woman know, even the older ones know, when you were young, you weren't trying to get with the young guys, all these guys. You were trying to get with two types of guys, the ones who were the cutest, the ones who were the cutest, usually pretty boys, and the ones who were popular, right? So those guys in hog heaven. But here's a funny thing with men. Most men aren't going to reach any level of real sex appeal, maturity, whatever, until their 30s and 40s. Just recently, the latest People magazine, Sexiest Man Alive, came out with Idris Elba on there. All right? And if you notice, whenever they do those things, it's very rare they have like a 20-year-old dude on there. Very rare. It's usually 30, 40, 50, right? So men don't reach, they get sexier then, right? Because it is really a combination of things. Of course, it's a combination of factors that appeal to most women. Because even though I talk about the body a lot for men to get their body together, and I talk about the sexual kings, the guys who going to get women just off their physicality and stuff. Ultimately, I know ultimately women, y'all looking for a combination of physical attractiveness and stability. That's the ultimate thing. Y'all looking for those things, and if that guy has it, that's the optimal guy that you're attracted to. Because one, you have to be attracted to him on a carnal level. Your loins have to be stimulated, but also you got to have somebody you can hang out with. You can build something with. You can build a family with if that's what you want to do, or at least somebody who got some home training, right? So some of these guys that get into their 30s, you meet them, right? Because you've grown somewhat out of the whole, chasing the pretty boy thing. You realize there's more to life. At least most women do. Some women, I've known women in their 50s and 60s still chasing that pretty boy or nothing else but his looks, right? Now, understand something with a lot of those men. Oh, and let me add something else to it, because one thing I get constantly from women, either just in the comments on my other videos, even privately, a lot of women do want that established man. You want that man who already got his stuff together, ain't working towards it, right? So, you know what? You might meet that guy, right? You might meet that guy. You know what? He ain't that bad looking. You can take him out with you and hold it. You can hold his hand in public and nobody's going to be like, ooh, right? He know how to dress. He got some home training and everything. His body's in decent shape. He ain't going to win any women ain't going to make it rain on his body, but, it's decent. You ain't going to gag when you see him naked, right? But then you get him, you meet him and everything. And that dude dogs you out. He might hit it for a little bit until you become too much of a headache to him, because you asking for more time with him and everything, and he tearing it up with gusto. Here's the issue. Y'all seeing it as gusto. That dude doing some hate fucking. Understand, a lot of those guys that women say they want, and this is part of the reason I tell women, get that guy young. See, women don't want to build. They want that guy already made. But see, when he already made, though, he going to have some resentment. Because the years that you should have grabbed onto him, those years he was riding the bus, those years he was working a job and going to school, those years where he wanted a woman, He wanted sex too. Understand something. Just because that guy to you is ugly or he's unpopular or he too skinny or he kind of awkward, he still got those braces on his teeth. His penis still working. And he wants sex too. Right? Meanwhile, some other guy who got his stuff more together, got the latest haircut getting to play. All right. That's cool, but this guy, he getting frustrated. So he putting his stuff into his career. He working hard. He getting his stuff together. He getting his house together. Getting all his stuff. All of a sudden, the women, you kind of grow out the pretty boy thing. You're looking for more substance. You present yourself. Most of these guys ain't gonna be like, oh man, I finally found her and stuff. Especially if he don't feel like you bringing anything to the table but yourself. Shit, that dude, he ain't feeling you. He will dog you. Cause you know what? He still messed up by that woman who rejected him when he was young. See, understand something, cause I know a lot of women don't get the male imprint. But that can be a trauma to a man. That rejection. Because there's an actual chemical reaction. I spoke about this before. There's a chemical reaction that happens in that man's brain. And I got to do a video on that. I got to talk with my mentor about that just to have the precise thing that's happening. Some women know about this instinctively. They know how to put it on a man mentally. They know how to make love to his mind, right? But that sticks with a man. So think about if you got some dude, right? Think about it, right? He go through high school. He might even be a virgin throughout high school. Or if he did get with a woman, it might have been like the neighborhood hoe. And the only reason he got with her because one of his player buddies said, this is a good guy. Let me tell you, he'll put it in his ear, like, you gonna mess with her, she cool. And you got women in neighborhoods like this. Especially if you're in the hood. There's at least one who's friendly to everybody. Will give him some play, right? Or he got some play. He might have got some play from a woman of another race or something. If he's in the black community, or a woman from another country, or if he's lucky, maybe like some woman who's not part of the main social crowd. She kind of to herself anyway, right? He might. So so you get some guys. They young. They might have had 2 or 3 women sexually throughout their teens and 20s, and not as girlfriends, but just here and there, right? And then they get up, so they still working on their stuff. They get to their 30s, all of a sudden, they get their gym membership, get a personal trainer. The braces finally came off. They get a really competent barber. They get more money so they can shop better. Instead of buying suits off the rack and stuff, they can get their suits tailor-made at a high-end either department store or men's shop. Boom. They might hire a dating coach, they might hire a style coach, something. They shop at the Mercedes dealership, move into an exclusive neighborhood. All of a sudden the women are showing interest, right? And Daffy Dorothy, don't be thinking, oh yeah, this guy just gonna want you and all of that. Shoot, you paying for the sins of somebody else. He gonna remember, especially if you're an icon. Especially if you're an icon, he gonna be like, this type of woman who rejected me, I'm gonna dog her out. And y'all know how many guys I know who are like that, got some money, everything, and they got some actual disdain for women because that rejection is still there. Now, I ain't saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling y'all what it is. Understand that. That's one of the main reasons I say get that man early. If you see you got some potential or something, build with him. Because some women actually do get that man early and shoot, they treat it like queens. But see, some other women though, they laugh at them and everything. And there's been times, and a lot of guys who are those type of men who made something into themselves, they can tell about at least got one story about some woman who knew them when they were young, rejected them, but then saw them later and all of a sudden want to be friendly. But they come in with, they ain't as attractive anymore. They done put on 50 pounds and they got like 2 kids by 2 different men or something like that. A lot of men got that story. Or they might have got married or something, had some kids and divorced. They not looking as good, right? A lot of men got that story. Now, I'm just saying that is. Now, ultimately, you can still want what you want. You can still want that already established man. But I'm just telling you why this man might try to dog you. You know, I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to tell you what the raw thing is on here. So, I mean, and that's it. I mean, you know, it's up to you. Just understanding why you going to get it. Why he going to be the way he is. Because ultimately, I'm going to be honest, if you find that guy who's established, ladies, I'm gonna give y'all some game. I'm gonna give y'all some game because I don't want anybody dogged out here. I really don't. I wouldn't do this channel if I wanted it. And if y'all really look at even my private stuff, right? I'm really just telling men how to get quality women, right? But I want women to be quality and get quality men, right? But if you meet a guy, right? If you meet a guy, don't be afraid to ask him about his early experiences with women. You don't have to get graphic or anything, but just ask. And if he tell you like, oh no, I wasn't getting women like that, just understand what you're dealing with. Because in my next video, I'm gonna talk about how to break a man's imprint. How to break a man's imprint, right? Because you're going to have some trouble. If that guy say, you know, women weren't paying attention to me when I was young, he got some energy behind it. You might need to be very careful how you tread if you really want that man. Because, you know, he needs some healing. So, anyway, right? That's it for today. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace.